So I was watching a video by Lethal Lightning, and yeah, apparently manga domination continues as DC and Marvel fall. All I can really say is, oh, this is kind of one of something an impetus for why I want to do a video about why I've kind of abandoned Western comics now. Like aside from Red Hood, I have abandoned the Western comic book industry. Aside from old comics, I say fuck it. Let DC and Marvel, let all of them burn to the ground. They deserve it. Like, we have told them for years we don't want this crap they're giving us, and they continue to give it anyway. They tell fans to go to hell if they don't like what they're being given. I mean, Jerry Conway epitomizes this, I feel. Like, he's been pushing to put more political bullshit into the comics. And it's just, yeah, fuck them. I say let the modern comic book industry die and burn to the ground. Let it burn like the Waco compound and the Hindenburg. It deserves to die. It's either you adapt or you die. Well, American comic book writers and artists, you've shown you do not want to adapt. You would prefer to die. So you know what? I say let them. I can only hope they'll die with some dignity. Their industry, anyway. The actual artists and writers, I don't want to die. But you get my point. The main thing is, like, they deserve what they're getting. I've said this over and over again. But I think they deserve what they're getting. And this has just caused me further and further to believe that moving to manga and Bond Destiny was the right call. Because, like, fuck Marvel and DC. They have shown, they reward idiocy. Like, I think I heard that even though Suicide Squad may have flopped or isn't doing well, they still are willing to work with James Gunn in the future. Now, temporarily ignoring the fact of his pedo jokes, I find it more annoying that this guy ignores criticism. Like, he said this once about like ignoring stuff that people say online. I think that would include ignoring criticism, because how can you improve your work if you do not at least listen to what people say you're getting wrong and just at least think on it? This guy does not do that. So you know what? Fuck him. Fuck Marvel. Fuck DC. They all deserve to lose money. They all deserve to go out of business. And yeah, that's all I can really say is just fuck them. I have no reason to give them money. They have made it clear they hate my guts. That they think very lowly of the people that give them money. They're very condescending in a way. I say let it die, so a new one can rise up. Like, I'm not putting all my eggs into the indie basket now, but I would rather put money into the indie basket than the mainstream basket, because the mainstream is an ass. I mean, manga has some flops and stuff that I hate. Like, I still say Attack on Titans is overrated as shit, but that's just me. Other people can enjoy it if they want to. I prefer stuff like Goblin Slayer and Shield Hero, and Tokyo Ghoul, and Tale of Wedding Rings, and Gray Man, and Bloodlet, and Devil is a Part-Timer, and Villain Song. Like, there's a lot of mangas I like reading, but those are the main ones that I actually have in front of me. And also Overlord, but that was mainly the anime. And like, they have some unique stuff in there. Like, Bond Destiny is also a good example. Like the Elric series, fantastic series, based on works by a fantastic writer, Michael Moorcock, if you're wondering. Like the Elric and Melvin Benet, like the comic they have doing now is just a reimagining of the story, but it is very well done. And the writer and author of the comic, they've injected their own ideas into it, and it doesn't involve political bullshit. Or if it does, it's not insufferable political bullshit. Manga is the same way. It does not inject politics. It just, like, this is the thing I like about Japan. They throw stuff at the wall to see what sticks. Like, America kind of used to do the same thing. The only difference is when Japan does it, it's at least interesting. Like, it's different. The Alciophile will probably disagree with me on this, but yeah, I would prefer anime and manga to whatever the West is crapping out now. It just, yeah. Between the hostile relationship with customers to committing corporate seppuku on a daily basis to either firing or kicking out all the talented people. Like Scott Lobdell, they fired him for a bullshit reason, in my opinion. Like just because he was accused of something. Like they have, as far as I know, he was never convicted or anything, so they had no real reason to get rid of him. I think that one's kind of up in the air. And yeah, fuck all kinds of stuff. Like, I've barely been into manga and American comics, but, like, I've been into American comics slightly longer. But, yeah, it hurts to see it go, because it's something I just got into. Like, I've been into it since I want to say 15 or 16. Maybe 15. And I'm losing it already. And it's just, fuck. Like how many times can I say fuck before I get tired of saying that? But yeah, like I'm not very good at articulating this tripe, but yeah, I just want to make my voice known on this, or at least my opinion of it. Like manga, also there's something else it has that I believe American comics would never have the balls to do. Japanese comics, they have the spine to actually touch on subjects that if you did in the West, your constituency would probably be opting to skin you alive. Like Goblin Slayer, it touches on rape. On Shield Hero, it touches on the subject of false rape allegations. I like that. I like that it touches on those things, and it doesn't do it in a bad way. Like, rape is not portrayed as a good thing in Goblin Slayer. It's portrayed as a horrible, awful thing, and it is. And the main character, Goblin Slayer, he slaughters the rapists who are the goblins, so I don't see what the problem with that manga is. And Shield Hero, like, it's pretty obvious that the guy's innocent and being falsely accused, and we see, and I think that people had such a stick up their ass about that is because it contradicts the narrative of, oh, believe all women. Like, the Japanese, at least they have the spine to touch on some of these subjects and not let the crazies control how they run the station, is all I can really say. Like, lots of good concepts come out of Japan. Like, and if you disagree with me on this, feel free to. I encourage disagreement. I encourage people who disagree with me to comment in the comments section and tell me why I'm wrong. But by the same token, if no one's going to say anything, and no one ever says anything, so I have no reason to correct my view or deviate from how I view this, and yeah, it's just, and it is sad for me because American comics have been around since before World War II. So we are losing something that has been around for like 2 or 3 generations, or 4 maybe. Hell, we might be going on to the 5th generation now, and they're the ones who have to watch it die because of some asshole activists, both who are pressuring the comic book industry and those in the industry who are fucking it up intentionally, just for funsies or to virtue signal. And it's just like, this is why I'm kind of glad people are making indie comics, because even if you don't like what all indie comics do, which I really need to get my hands on at some point, but at least they're trying to do something that's entertaining. They're giving the customer what they want. Like, there are a few times I side with the creator over the customer. Like, George Lucas is the only example of that. Like, I will gladly side with George Lucas against the Star Wars fan base any day of the week. But that is it. And that is because he made it. He could do what he wanted with Star Wars. And the fan base, they overreacted and they got hyperbolic. And again, fan base, if any of you hear this and you think I'm being unfair, go fuck yourselves. Please find a really sharp, jagged stick or something and fuck yourselves, because you're the reason Disney now owns Star Wars. And now, Star Wars ain't worth defending. So, yeah. Like, Western entertainment, it deserves to go down the toilet. It deserves to be torpedoed like the Lusitania. And I feel not an ounce of sympathy for it. And I just want to do this video on why I'm glad it's dying, because the people who are doing this that are losing money, you deserve to lose money. You treated your customers like shit, and you were getting what you deserve. And instead of trying to correct the problem, you have cockbags like Jerry Conway attacking manga. To which case, Jerry Conway, if you ever hear this, although I highly doubt you will, but if you do, please, kindly, go screw yourself. Because you are a hack now, a bitter old fuck. And someone who should be in a retirement home for all I care. Like, I don't care if they abuse you. If they can abuse you till the sun goes down, I will probably have no problem with it. It's just, again, fuck all kinds of duck. This is a stupid situation we find ourselves in, but yeah. I just wanted to do a video on this, put my thoughts on it out there. And that is why I say the comic book industry in America deserves what it is getting. Because all of American comics are being outsold by Demon Slayer. And for the record, I'm no Demon Slayer fan. I think it's overrated sometimes. I like the concept, but that is it. And so yeah, the fact that one manga series is outselling all of American comics, you get what you deserve. To quote the Joker, you get what you fucking deserve. And I look forward to seeing the collapse continue further and further and further down the fuckmire. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments. As always, if you disagree with me, please tell me how. I would like to know. And then again, I doubt people really watch all my videos to the end, so yeah. Goodbye, and remember the game was rigged from the start.